That is a gorgeous pool.
Oh, thanks.
Very gorgeous pool.
Maintaining it myself this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
I know, I could tell. And I hear the water is cold. You know, it's unseasonably 68 degrees right now.
I'll film.
Why?
You want to film?
No, come on. Now you're interrupting.
Oh.
I'm joking. I don't do any editing. That's the whole thing behind my channels.
I'm going to edit if I do it.
Oh, you're going to edit it?
Let me edit it.
Why?
Trust me, it'll be good.
Are you what is your trade by, what is your professional trade?
By day, accounting.
Okay. That water looks cold, by the way. Nice gunite pool. And you have a broken pool heater.
Correct.
Let's go see what's going on. Nice little outdoor shower. Okay, hold on. So you got the outdoor shower. Does it have hot and cold water?
Surprisingly, the black itself keeps it super hot, but I can't get the water up, so I only get the foot thing. And it's not plugged in right now. You have an apprentice. There's no water in it right now.
I know, but it's pretty cool. I have an outdoor shower as well. Looks like this.
Really?
No, not like this. No. I just put a video over it. See? Okay. You got a Jandy JXI, and you have no heat. Check ignition steps. Let's get a good picture. So one of the things I love about the JXI series by Jandy is the simplicity in servicing. Very simple to service this thing. You want to get in the video?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, maybe.
Meet the homeowner. He's the nincompoop who's taking care of his pool by himself.
That's right.
And the first year he takes care of the pool, what happens? The pool heater dies. That is testament to your level of... He's got
the correct part, I think.
We're going to find out.
Is there a voltage difference? Do these come in different voltages, or is this whole always...
The units operate on different voltages. Right. The units operate factory 220, 240 volts with a power inverter card or power card that lets us use 110, 120 volts if that's what's available. So we're going to find out real quick.
One igniter, though. There's no difference.
There is one igniter, correct.
I got the right part.
Yes. Well, hopefully it's the igniter. Okay, so what's great about these Jandy heaters, right, is that... You want to hold it? Okay, here, hold it. I know you're like, you want to be hands-on, so we're going to let you hold the camera. Okay. What's great about the Jandy JXI heaters is that with 4 screws, I could basically expose the majority of components that I need to service. So now there's 2 black screws on the left and right-hand side of the draft exhaust shroud assembly, and there's 2 on the other opposite side. This one's loose already, and there's one over there. So there's one here, one there. Now that those 4 screws are out, you're not bonded.
No, that's the old one.
Why? But it's not.
That's not the current bonding. I don't think.
Where's the current bonding? There is none. We're not bonded. That connection right here. Come on over here, Mr. Cameraman. This connection right here. That's right
where
there.
The bonding goes?
That's the bonding. Yep. And it's supposed to be one continuous loop of wire.
So maybe that's the current one?
It bonds the pool and all the pool equipment together. Okay, if you're gonna be you gotta be a good cameraman if you're gonna be a good cameraman, okay? Don't there you go. Okay.
Luckily, there hasn't been any lightning recently.
It's not just lightning. It's also what happens if any electrical shorts are occurring. Okay. So, that lets me expose the top of the unit. Let's do a quick little parts identification, okay? This right here, this is called the motor, or the draft motor, okay? It sucks in the gas from right here. There's the gas valve with these 2 wires that are connected to. The gas comes in. It operates under negative pressure, so the blower sucks in the gas to it and mixes it with oxygen, or the atmosphere, and that gives us combustion inside the combustion chamber, which is down below us here. We have a series of safety components which allows the system to know that it's safe to operate. So we have these plastic tubes here. These are called pressure switch tubing, and it's connected to a pressure switch. So if the motor is not running, it's not going to make any air pressure, and it's not going to allow the system to run. Right here is called your water pressure switch. This is going to prevent the pool heater from running if the pump is not at the proper RPM or proper amount of putting out the proper amount of pressure in the system. So that's not, so that would sense flow or not, and that would prevent the operation of it.
It's like a cutoff. It has a cutoff.
Basically, yes. Just like this. Just like this pressure switch. If this motor should die, right, it's not going to allow the gas valve to open and energize and ignite something. Okay. Now, at the end of these two wires right here, which is why we're probably here, this little thing right here, that is called your igniter. In this particular case, for this particular heater, we're using a hot service igniter. So before we start digging into this thing, let's kill the power to the unit, because if you open up the front door, we're going to see we still got power there. See? So let's go find the power switch for this and turn it off. Nope, that just plugs. Go to that top one right there.
This is just a filter in the Polaris. So
flip one switch. Off? Flip one. Not that one. Flip the other one.
All right, that's the Polaris.
Negative.
And that's,
what's above there? I know there's a timer, but let's open up that timer.
This is the Polaris for sure. I mean, I can turn it off.
Yeah, see what happens.
That's the thing with this
thing.
I don't see a power plug.
There's no power for this.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. There's no way to turn it off.
There's no
other than the
main panel in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to kill power to this thing because
that's for sure, right? That's one of the things I wanted to ask you.
There's no means to disconnect power that I see unless it's something in the shed. But this power, this whip, 1/2-inch liquid tight, it looks like it's going here, comes up here. It could even be going here. I don't know, but no, but it looks like it's definitely that, and it goes to this box right here.
You want me to pull the plugs? Is it possible?
No.
No.
Because one is for your booster pump for your cleaner, and the other one is for your
pump and the filter.
Yeah.
And the Polaris.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I keep saying pump filter. So that just goes straight into the line, and it's always powered on.
Yeah, that's what's wrong.
It's funny. The guy who put it together was a good, pretty high level.
Obviously, he must have skipped that day in class of how to wire a pool heater with a switch. Yeah, unless you have other means, maybe in the shed. No. Yeah, so just find the breakers that control pool equipment. All right, so the first attempt on the first double breaker killed power, surprisingly. All right, now we assume that our hot surface igniter is the problem here. So let's take out our linesman, right? And let's just look inside here. Let's loosen up our screws, right? I could use a socket, but I'm using the linesman. It works too. And we are going to see what our hot surface igniter looks like. I could test it first, but we're gonna see what the hot surface igniter looks like. And then we will break out our multimeter and we will see what the ohm reading is. Let's take a look at it first. Let me just take these little star nuts off. Washer, sorry. Get out. And I gotta tell you,
it's melted.
It don't look.
It looks okay, no?
It don't look bad.
Yeah.
But as I say, if you ain't testing, you're guessing. All right, we have 61 ohms. We have our multimeter hooked up to the existing hot surface igniter, and I'm pretty sure it's a good number. Let's compare it against the new one. All right, so there is the new one, and we're reading 80. I'm pretty sure if we're in the hold the igniter. I'm pretty sure that if we're in the high, if we're above 50, it's generally good. You know what? Let's do another test. All right, so we've set our Fluke 902 FC multimeter to read voltage and AC. I have our alligator clips hooked up to our test leads, and right now we get some phantom voltage of 2 volts, which is really nothing, but surprising there's something there. We're going to turn on the power, which unfortunately is not right here, but back at the main panel, and we're going to do a startup sequence. We're going to see, right, what is actually going on here. So homeowner just went back to the main panel in his garage. We're going to turn power on, and we're going to see if we get some voltage there. To play it safe, I'm going to close the gas. Okay, that way we're operating under safe condition. All you have to worry about is electricity. Make sure I don't short anything out when power is applied. So, yep. Okay, so we just got power applied to our equipment. The pool heater needs to kick on in a minute. That should fire up. Right now we're having a check flow message, and we're set for 85 degrees. Our pump just kicked on. Water is 79, set to 85. There's our blower motor. Okay, still at 2 volts. And what we should have next is, after a startup sequence, we should get 110, 100. There it is. We have it voltage there, 132.8 volts right there. It's proper. A little bit higher than I would like it to be, though. That's kind of weird. 132.5. So right now, if it was hooked up to the hot surface igniter, this should, right, energize and glow cherry red. Now, obviously it's not hooked up, but we are maintaining 132 volts. So I am going to be a little adventurous here. Let's go to, that was the click of the gas valve. Hopefully that's that. We're going to put this thing to off. Now we're going to be a little adventurous here. Just a little bit adventurous. Okay, we became a little bit adventurous. The hot surface igniter is now outside of the system, right? So what we can do, we can set this to read amperage. Let's put it on one line right there, okay? And let's turn this power back on. And we're gonna see if this thing glows. Now, the only issue with doing it right now is that if I needed to get to that button, it's gonna be difficult to do so. Because there's no switch here to turn off. Watch your eyes, because in case something happens here, I'm not responsible. You want to be Mr. I'm hooking up the pool. We have 2.8 amps. Look at that. We have amperage on there, but it's glowing. There it is. It's glowing. She got cherry red. I just set the switch off. She did get cherry red. We may just have, but you know what? We're going to put the new hot source igniter in there, because I don't think you can return it anyway. Yeah, but you can return it, so yeah. You won't.
I don't mind if you think that could be it.
It could be. At this point, if we don't have ignition, right, we have a fuel issue. We're going to have to check gas pressure on our gas valve, make sure we have gas. Let me ask you a question. Is the gas on?
Yeah, and I've noticed, I mean, I never turned it.
What did you notice?
Is there a valve? Maybe there was a valve. It hasn't been on all season. I mean, we never... is that the valve right there?
I closed the valve for testing purposes now.
I mean, unless there's a valve, I never, I don't turn it off for the off season. And just so you know, this didn't just go out. This has been out all season since I took over maintaining my own pool.
No shit. Let's go find a valve.
Never got it on.
I have the gas off right now. All right, let's find out where this gas line terminates. Do 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 do.
But that property actually has a messed up.
So here's your gas service. Here's your incoming gas service from the street. There's your gas meter. There's your line going into the house, and here's the line going to the pool.
Where's the line going into the pool?
That line right there, going into the ground.
Thing?
Yeah. Frigidaire. All right, we have the new igniter in there. Let's just try it. Pool on.
So right now it's solely hooked up regular, just the cover's on?
Yeah. And you know what? We're gonna put our little amperage probe on there. We'll know when it's about to fire up, and we'll see, and then we'll test. We'll see what happens right now. Okay, we have power to our hot service igniter, 3.8, 3.7 amps are going to that hot surface igniter. In a short period of time, we'll hear a click. Gas is on. We should hear a click of that valve opening, followed by a whoosh sound.
I think that's when you get the error message. You know what I mean? When it does that click, if it doesn't go, that's when it gives you the error message.
All right, well, let's see. Wait and see. All right, so we did not have any ignition. We did not have a click, and we timed out on our ignition right there. So let's turn this off. I removed the plate here, and that exposed the top of the gas valve. Oh, no shit.
All right, I can handle this.
Can you handle the bill? Hold on. I get paid a lot of money to do this. Hold on. Bow! Yeah, that's the switch, the on-off, like a light switch. You know, if you have no heat in the winter, like on a Sunday morning, like New Year's Day, you got no heat. The housekeeper was there, and yesterday, you know, cleaning up after Shabbat, and all of a sudden you have no heat the next morning, and you call the plumber. The plumber goes, listen, it's $275 trip charge and $275 an hour, and it's $550 just to show up to your door and flip on a switch. So I've done it many times, but I just don't flip the switch on. I'll notice the switch being off as I'm walking down to the basement or to where the boiler is, and I'll go through the whole motions. And I'll break out my tool bag, I'll break out my meter. And I was like, well, there's no power here. I was like, I guess you got to call an electrician. I was like, let me check the circuit breaker panel. Let me check the light switch. And, you know, I go through the motions, and then I'm like, oh, see the switch here that says emergency switch off? Let's turn that on. Okay, watch this.
So this guy, when he closes it up,
I don't know why he does that.
who opens up?
That's dumb. That's retarded to turn that switch off. But hold on, we're also taking for granted that that's the case here.
Well, that doesn't go off by itself, does it?
No. So let's wrap this back onto amperage. Yep, we got amperage there.
It's on?
Yes, it's on. Yeah, it's on. The fan is on. Come on, baby. Imagine that was just like a secondary issue.
I can't imagine. How would that get off? There's no way they turn this on.
There it is. Houston, we have ignition.